I am the fourth generation Tremonton resident, and my grandfather was in city council for 10 years himself, and he put in like even the first water line in the 30s. And I just take a lot of pride in my community, and I've always had good examples, and they've always loved our city, and I just want to be a part of it. I love it. We have to be mindful of how much money we have. I mean, it'd be wonderful to have all kinds of different programs and different things, but we have to take care of our roads and just the basics first. The goals I have is to upgrade the things that we have, make better the things that we have, and then go from there. Things that beautify and make things better in Tremonton. I am a very hands-on person. I love to get out and figure out how to do things, get in our parks and see where things can be bettered there. I've worked with the senior center. I've worked with the library. I'm on the library board. I like to get out and actually find out from the people what their needs are. I know that a lot of people in our town are struggling economically, and I would be very conservative in making any more demands on them right now. Anything that's not absolutely necessary, I would vote against.
I started out on the Recreation Committee for 5 years. I was on the committee there when we started the Recreation Committee many years ago, which is 19 years ago. And then I was on the Planning Commission for 5 years, which I got a background in city government. And it gave me a great start into the city council, after which I've now been 8 years on the city council. I've always said if somebody doesn't support their community, they need to not say anything negative to the effect. They've all got to support it. I think we need more people to get out and come and support the community and do things like that. Needs and issues are always ongoing. We need to take care of the infrastructure in our city and watch the growth. The growth at this time is now going down a little bit, and we need to make sure we maintain an even tax flow and watch a balanced budget. Continue to do what I do. I feel like I've got unfinished business that I want to take care of, and I'm excited to serve.
I've been on the Tremonton City Council for 8 years, just finishing an 8-year term. Before that I was 3 years on the Planning Commission. The reason I got involved was wanted to get in and make a difference, work for the people. There's a lot of elected officials that seem like they don't do what they say they're going to do when they get in office. They run, and it seems like they're motivated to feather their own nest rather than remember who they're serving to. Right now, the biggest thing that's facing us is utopia. We've got to figure out a way to get through that, to get it under control, and either pull the plug on it and get out, or make sure that it will work. That's one reason I decided I would run again, to see if I could get that, because I was part of the ones that got us involved with that and would like to get us out from under that. Other than that, the city's in good shape. We're putting a new 2 million gallon water tank up on the hill. Our roads, we still have some roads we need to fix. We do that on a yearly basis as the money is generated. I'm proud to have been a part of a team that's created, we've had some tremendous growth in Tremonton, and we've brought some new businesses in. We've been able to keep the services going in the town without a need for raising taxes, and able to keep some of our kids here at home to have jobs. I just thank the people for supporting me these last 8 years, and I've always tried to do the best job I could supporting and representing everyone, and always tried to look at it from the conservative side.
I've had years of experience in different leadership roles in a lot of different community organizations, both here in Tremonton and in other cities. Because I'm a concerned citizen, I really love the city that we live in here in Tremonton, and I've got the time and ability to help. I don't really have a political axe to grind or any ulterior motives. I just feel like I've got the ability to help and willing to do so. And issues or such in our community probably are not all that different from other communities out there. We're always going to have budget constraints. We're always going to have management and maintenance issues that are ongoing. Listen to the citizens, that see what they think. If we set goals and work towards them, we'll do just fine. I'm a small business owner in the area. I really enjoy living here in Tremont, and I've had a lot of experience in business management. In fact, I went to Utah State, received a degree in business operations management. Just the combination of being able to listen to people and the experience I've had in managing businesses, I think it's a good combination for the city.
Figured why not. I knew that a couple of the guys that were on there were getting off, and it seemed like a good opportunity. We're a small town. There's plenty of work to do, so we can help out any way we can and just spread it out and see what we can get done. Anything that's required, we'll throw our back into it and see what happens. We're there to be a community and to get along and to make things work for everybody, so that's the plan, I think.
Bear River City is a place that I like to live, and there's kind of a everybody takes their turn attitude. Must be my turn. We have been struggling with affordable housing and impact fees and regulations that for some time. I'm actually on the Planning Commission right now, so I think that I could help out being on the City Council as well as the Planning Commission. More of a minimalist. I'd like to see a lot of the laws reduced or at least changed to be somewhat more livable. That's what I'm going to push for, is make it a minimal set of laws rather than a 13-volume book. I think that it's people's civic duty to get involved. If people don't get involved, then somebody else will be running your life.
I served for 10 years on the school board and 9 years on a sanitary district board. And in 1996, I was the first woman chairperson of a community council. And then last year, I was the Box Elder County campaign coordinator for Mike Lee for U.S. Senate campaign. Liberties and freedoms can be taken away from us, even at the local level. And I'm one who's always been involved in the issues facing us as citizens. I've never been a head in the sand type of person. So after attending numerous council meetings, I decided to run since we had 3 outgoing council members announce their retirement. Financial stability with unemployment, lots of families are suffering right now. Well, I'd bring fiscally conservative ideals to the table to curb runaway expenses. I'd think of innovative ways to accomplish goals of the city to not burden its citizens with higher taxes. I have a favorite quote from Thomas Jefferson, which is, "To preserve our independence, we must not let our politicians load us with perpetual debt. We must make our choice between economy and liberty, or profusion and servitude. If we can prevent the government from wasting the labors of the people under the pretense of caring for them, the people will be much happier." And I love what Bear River has to offer. It's given me the opportunity to live my dream, and we are learning to live a self-sufficient life.
25. I've been on city council a long time. Likely there weren't going to be very many people that wanted to do it. So I just put my name in to see how it panned out. I like doing it. It's fun, even though it's a little controversial at times. So it's something I enjoy. The most recent issue was the proposition of a biodiesel plant that was going to go in over there, and there were people that got up in arms, and there a lot of misinformation out about it and everything else. But it's always related to growth. I think the biggest challenge is just stay there and reason things out with people. And we've got a good city council. We've got a good mayor and the council and the people in town, even if they do get up in arms a little bit sometimes on issues. There are a lot of good people in town that think things out.
I have 3.5 years on planning and zoning. The last 2 years I've been the chairman. I've really enjoyed serving Honeyville City, and I would really like to continue to do so in the future. I think we need some better parks for the children. We always have water issues. That's pretty much a given in any city. Other than that, just try and help keep the community running smooth. Any way I can. You know, I don't even know until the issues are there in front of me.
I have 4 years planning and zoning, currently 8 years city council, and I am currently the mayor pro tem, and I'm a certified citizen planner. Help the community. People needed to step up and nobody was doing it, so I thought it'd be a good time to do it. People are kind of worried about the water. We're trying to pay the bills, keep the water pressure up, make sure everything's good. The infrastructure, the parks, the cemeteries, stuff like that could use some little touch-ups here and there. Wherever I can, whatever needs to be done. Usually there's a handful that jump in there and do what they have to do.
I asked the mayor a question. He answered, well, if you want to change stuff, you need to run for council, and so I said I would. I think that because we're so small, we're kind of ignored, period, by the county, by, the officers. They don't come over to see us unless there's a problem. I just think that we should be an entity of our own, not because, just because we're small shouldn't mean that we don't have a voice of our own. I plan to research the issues and take appropriate action whenever something needs correction. One of the things that has kind of bugged me is that people have 6 cars in their backyard that don't work. I would like to see that changed. Ordinance if need be.
See, this will be my second year on the city council in Honeyville, but as a school principal, that's what I do every day, so it's political, so that's been now going on 7 years. The biggest reason is the involvement in the community. Is that I know the issues that are happening in the community. I can be involved with my community. Not that I wouldn't be involved before, but it just helps me to be aware of the critical issues, and a kind of way for me to kind of give back to my community that's been good to me. I think the most important needs of our community are that we that we look out for the needs of the people. That adjust for growth as needed, but also look forward to providing as a community. We need to provide for our people, whether it's adequate playgrounds, whether it's effective roads, snow removal, kinds of things that make just day-to-day life a little bit better. Growth is going to be a challenge that we'll face a little bit in Honeyville as the economy increases. To handle that in a responsible way, I think, is a need that we need to look at as far as our master plan and how we want to see growth occur within our city. I think the biggest thing is just to be involved as a city councilman. I try to be aware of the issues that are facing us. You're not going to be able to please everybody all the time, but try to do what we believe is in the best interests of us as a community. Maybe not always what's popular, but that's something I can help with, is to help make decisions that support people's individual rights as well. If you want to have the right to complain or to question, then you have to be involved. And so that's what I've attempted to do in being involved with the city council, is to get involved and to let my voice be heard and let the voice of those that talk to me and communicate their desires with me as well, and to kind of help bring that balance.